Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie, and good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. Now, let me just put a photo up in the, when I'm doing a video about somebody, I like to have a little photo up in the left-hand side. That reminds us, sorry, right-hand side. Might be left-hand from where you are, because that just reminds us who we're talking about. And in this video this morning, we're going to be talking about John and, the things that have happened over the last day. Gosh, it seems like a lot happens, but nothing really happens because John still hasn't been found, has he? But today might be the day. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pray that today is the day. I've already lit the candle. Just pray that these specialist search teams that have come in are going to find John. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about some things that his dad has said and some other things that are on the Facebook page about the possible people who may know where John is. But of course, we do have to remember that we don't, I still think the Guardia will be working in the background, whatever anyone thinks. They'll be working away in the background. They'll be doing the tracing of the data and the CCTV, etc. And, but at the same time, these search teams are going out. And I don't blame John's family, for wanting them to go out. It's difficult to leave it to the Guardia or any police force, because you want answers now. You don't want to wait till next week. You don't want to wait till next month or follow the process. You want to know now what's happened to your loved one. Of course you do. Now, we did have some good news this morning, some karma, wasn't there? I just want to mention this briefly. Not that, I did do a video about it this morning. Oh my God, my voice is going already. Oh my God, it really is going. Because I've done a couple of videos this morning, but yeah, some good karma. You know what? We have to talk about relying on the law enforcement process that they go through. We have to have faith that there is karma for people who do bad things. And if they do not get held responsible in this life or in the normal way of justice, like people that have gone missing and nobody's ever been held accountable for disposing of them or whatever. Those people, honestly, if you're watching, if you had anything, anything about John, and you think, oh, you don't have to say anything, or Henry, or Samantha Murphy, or any of the cases that we cover, Jack O'Sullivan, something about any of those cases and you think it doesn't matter if you don't say anything, just keep stum, ride it out. If you really think, honestly, you are in so much peril, because what you've got to face in this world is nothing to what you're going to face in the next world. But you might face it in this world anyway, the karma. So, try and get some good karma stored up. So what we saw this morning was that on New Year's Day, this, horrible man that I never thought I'd have to look at his face again. But I don't mind looking at his face for this reason, because he's in prison. He's in Belmarsh prison. And on New Year's Day, two other inmates with a sort of thing is, if they want to do some damage to one of the other prisoners in there, there's always a way of making a weapon. So apparently they had the lid of a tuna tin, a tin of tuna. Well, I don't know about you, but here in Spain now, and not every tin of tuna you buy, but I was thinking about it. Sometimes you buy those tins of tuna where it's sort of, obviously they're a lot easier now, aren't they, to peel off. You sort of peel them off, they're like a ring pull. But a lot of the ones here now, it isn't tin, it's not like something you could slice someone up with. It's like almost a thick sort of aluminium, and you couldn't do any damage to anybody with it. So obviously there at the prison, wherever they got it from, was the sort of tins of tuna that actually do have like a metal, might be a ring pull to get it off, but they've got a metal top. And so somebody's provided them, probably the prison officers. You know, quite often the prison officers turn a blind eye to things like this. Nobody's going to support Irfan Sharif in prison. Who's going to support him? Who's going to stick up for him? Nobody. Nobody cares what happens to him, because now everybody knows all the details of what he did to this 10-year-old girl, you know, his own daughter. Nobody's going to try and protect him. The prison officers are just going to turn the other way. They'll give it maybe 10 minutes, give him a chance to do some damage to him, maybe not murder him, because that put him out of his misery as well. You know, so anyway, apparently 2 inmates attacked, we've not got all the details yet, but attacked Irfan Sharif on New Year's Day with the lid off a tin of tuna. And they slashed him around the throat, the face. There's a bit conflicting reports. Some places are saying, there weren't life-threatening injuries. Other people, other newspapers, etc., are saying, yes, they were really serious. But at the end of the day, didn't have to be taken out of the prison, whatever the hospital facilities are at the prison in Belmarsh, where he is. They were enough for them to treat him. And yeah, we don't know the full details. But you know what? That's the thing is, nobody cares, do they? They care because they're glad it's happened to him. You know, even me, I mean, I try not to be, you know, you try and leave justice to the next world, to a higher power. But it's very difficult not to feel good, or not good, that's not the right word, satisfied, if you like, or to feel happy that this justice has been doled out to this guy who made this little girl's life such a misery. So that was some news, good news we got this morning. And, you know, that won't be the last time that Irfan Sharif gets attacked in prison. I don't think for a minute he's going to last 40 years. His sentence is 40 years. It only started a couple of weeks ago and he's already been attacked once. There's no way that he's going to last 40 years in prison. I don't think he is. So he's not coming out. I mean, he's in his 40s now, isn't he? His early 40s. And his life in prison will be a misery, because he is, even hardened criminals in that prison who maybe have murdered many people, maybe not even just one person, but they won't have murdered a 10-year-old girl. And, you know, they're prisoners, criminals, they have a code. They have a code, whether you think it's right, wrong, or indifferent, they have it. And one thing is, you don't mess around with children like that. Your own daughter, 2 years of abuse, cricket bats, duct tape, masks, nappies, treating her so badly. So, yeah, he's not going to have a good time, is he? So, yeah. That was some good news we got this morning. Now, unfortunately, as far as this case is concerned, the case of John George, we haven't got any good news yet. We have not, up to the date at the time of me doing this video, John has not been found. But I think what's going to be interesting, what I want to talk about that's interesting, well, I want to show you a couple of videos that have been on the Facebook page. Poor Billy speaking. I'm going to try and also John's grandma has been speaking on the Irish news. You know, it's heartbreaking for her. This is, you know, I just feel that the more I see into this case, I just think John, you know, I know a lot of people say, oh, well, maybe he's involved in drugs and blah, 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 blah. I can't think that he was a bad man, because there's too many, he can't have been, you know, a terrible man. There's too many people seem to care about him. I'm not saying he was a saint. I don't know. I don't know the details of John George's life. All I know is there's a lot of support for him out there, not only from his family, but from friends, from the community. So that doesn't come out of nowhere. you know, Earth and Sharif won't be getting that support. Let's put it that way. So, you know, he must have had some, you know, whatever. As I say, I don't know what the full details are, but he must have had a lot of redeeming features for people to care so much about his family, etc. There was something else that I just wanted to say. So yeah, and apart from anything, even whatever, he is a father, he is a son, he is a brother, he is a cousin, he is a lot of things to a lot of people, friends, etc. And he, you know, if it were a grandson to his granny, who as I say has been on the Irish news. So even if he was a bit of a twonker, which I'm not saying he was, I'm just saying some people are saying that, not me. Then he still deserves to be found. This family deserve answers, especially his sons. Now what I'm thinking about now is, I'm going to say hello to people that are in the chat and say my thank yous. I've been up really early this morning. I already feel like I've been awake for about 48 hours, but I've been making videos and things like that and looking into things. Anyway, so what I'm going to do before I say hello to everyone who's in the chat, I'm going to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Everybody who just watches my channel, if you don't want to subscribe, that's fine. I appreciate it. If you would subscribe, that's always a big help. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Everyone who's liked my videos, special thank you as always to my members. Special thank you to people who buy me Ko-fis or send me super stickers or PayPal me, send me nice emails, leave me nice comments. Thank you. Anyone who participates positively in my channel, thank you so much. And I want to say a thank you to my lurkers. I'm going to say hello to the chatters in a minute, but I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like to join the chat. They just like to watch. They like to lurk. I want to thank people who do membership gifting or anything that they do to help either me or my chatters. Thank you so much. So let's see who's in chat at the moment. Hi, Laurie. Oh, we've got two Lauries. So hi, Laurie. Hi, Laurie Green and Laurie D. Hi, Yvonne. Now, apparently in the UK, you've got very cold weather, haven't you? Now, that's the other thing I wanted to say about here. So, of course, these searches are going on in Spain, not that far from where I am. Weather in Spain can be really quite localized, you know, and even though I'm not that far away from where they're searching, it can sometimes be in Spain that it can be boiling in one place and raining in another. But as far as I know, in the area where they're searching for John, it's nice weather today. It's like more typical weather for sort of Christmas time, etc. It's about 16 degrees. It will probably get to 20 degrees today. It's sunny out there. It's not cloudy. We've got no rain forecast as far as I know. So it's a good day for searching because it's not too hot. You know, I mean, 16 to 20 degrees is perfect weather, really. They're out there searching. They're not going to get too hot. They're not going to be too cold. And I'm hoping that means that because conditions are good for searching, there may be a result today. At the end of the day, John is somewhere. John George is somewhere. He hasn't been evaporated into thin air. He hasn't been beamed up to the Starship Enterprise. If he's deceased, as the family think he is still somewhere. His body is somewhere. You know, it's not easy to dispose of a body, especially not in a hurry. You know, now this is a bit of a contentious issue because I don't know if this was planned. I've been seeing things lately where people are saying that this tragedy is related to things that have happened back in Ireland. I don't know if that's true. Again, the Guardia Civil did say that they don't believe it's anything to do with any mafia groups, no, Russia, because there were talk of Russian mafia, Moroccan mafia, you name it, there's a mafia for it, isn't there? But the Guardia Civil, the official authorities, have said that as far as they're concerned, there is no connection to anything like that. That John was killed. It's a bit of a Freudian slip. John was killed by someone who knows him, someone familiar to him. And people are even saying that maybe he was lured out to Spain deliberately to have this happen to him. Is that's a possibility, isn't it? Because if you're planning on murdering someone, yeah, go off to a foreign country and do it, because you can try and bamboozle the authorities a little. Well, you think you can, but you can't, actually. This is what we saw with David Knežević. Think, the Spanish authorities, the Spanish police are thick or something. They're not. So it'll all be going on behind the scenes, and whoever has done this, whether they'll ever find Johnny or not, that's John. God, I keep saying Johnny. Whether they'll ever find John or not, that's different, because it's difficult to find a body, depending obviously on how they've been disposed of. But they'll have other, you don't need a body to prosecute someone for murder. We've seen that with David Knežević again. His wife, Anna, she's still not been found, but he's still been prosecuted for murder. And he may even get the death penalty, because that's in Florida. That's an international case. They're actually, Anna, who died, she's from Colombia. David's from Serbia. They lived in Florida. They separated. She came to Spain, to Madrid, and it felt like nothing was happening. It felt like, the police were getting nowhere, and then boom, bang, he's arrested, he's prosecuted, he's charged with murder, and they've got a really strong case against him, but they haven't found Anna yet, but hopefully they will find her, but they haven't found her yet. So what I'm trying to say is, you don't need a body to prove murder. And you may think that you're going to Spain to do it, because what do you think? The Spanish police aren't capable of investigating a murder. So I think they'll get a big shock. Hi, David. So it sounds like, the weather's bad in the UK. Oh, dear. So it's not here. So I'm sorry to tell you if you're in the UK, but it's good for the searches. The weather is good at the moment. It's dry. It's sunny, it's a blue sky, but it's not too hot. But I think it will hit 20 degrees today as the day goes on, by maybe 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. Right, where are we going to start here? Because there's so many things that I want to show you. Let's go to the Facebook page. Oh, gosh, so there's been so many things. I want to show Billy's. So Billy put this video up. I think it was last night.
After near 7 here. There you go. 2nd of January. False leads again. Unbelievable what people can do this.
Why are people giving them false leads? Do you know? It's like, what's wrong with you? Don't give any leads, but why give a false lead? Send them off on a wild goose chase. Waste their time, waste their resources, etc. It's foul, that. If anyone who is actually giving them false leads, before you know it, he'll be getting like Jack O'Sullivan's mum's got, and Jay Slater's mum got, like ransom requests and all that crap. Henry Jimenez, he got those. What is wrong with those people? They tell you what, there's some right sickos out there. Don't give false information. If your information that you've got to give, or you think you've got to give, is not 100%, just don't give it. Let the experts deal with it. Let the search teams deal with it, or the police deal with it. Don't be giving false information and giving hope. Billy is at the end of it. Well, he's been at the end of his tether for ages. Do you know the only thing that's keeping Billy going is that he's probably wants to, do the best for his son. He could easily just sort of collapse and fall, just fall apart. But he's not doing that because he's so focused on his son. But these false leads are going to dishearten him eventually. Well, maybe they won't because he's strong. You can see he's strong and he'll carry on being strong. But you know what? Why are you deliberately doing that? Giving him false leads? Disgusting.
This leads you on a wild fucking goose chase. 10 o'clock this morning. It's now. After near 7 here. Just home. Still no John George. These are none but fucking animals. I'm telling you. These are fucking animals.
But they're worse than animals because animals wouldn't give people false hope, would they? They're worse. Really there's a special part of hell for those people who give false hope as well. Honestly, you are in peril of your soul. Look at Irfan Sharif there in prison. When you finally go to prison, or if you'll escape prison in this life, but do you really believe that you're going to escape it in the next life? And when karma or retribution, I'm not talking about Billy's retribution. I'm talking about the retribution that you're earning every day that you've been a twat. When that catches up with you, be too late then.
There's none more for you. That's what you are. They're scum and they're scum. And yous are fucking scum. Bastards.
Yeah, so I think he's probably had to stop himself there because sorry, did you hear that crunching noise? That's my big dog, the German Shepherd. She's actually biting her nails. You're funny. Anyway, let's watch this one more time. Hi, Heather. Hope you're well.
There you go. 2nd of January. False leads again. Unbelievable what how people can do this. This leads you on a wild fucking goose chase. 10 o'clock this morning. It's now. After near 7 here. Just home. Still no John George. These are none but fucking animals. I'm telling you. These are fucking animals. There's none more for you. That's what you are. They're scum and they're scum. And yous are fucking scum. Bastards.
Yeah. I mean, sorry about the bad language there, but if anyone who's sensitive to bad language, but do you know what? What would your language be like if your son had gone missing? I think he's been quite contained, really. But anyway. So, I don't know if you noticed in the middle of that, I was swatting a fly. Sorry about that. Right, let's have another look. So, let's have a look then. John's Gran was on the telly in Ireland. Let's have a look at that. That's on the
started their hunt in Spain for the father of two. Our correspondent Sharon O'Neill has the story.
The most important thing in my whole life. Like I tell him, don't care what state he's in or anything. Get him home to us. We love him. It's been a living nightmare. You're waiting on a phone call, hoping for one, and then hoping not to get one. You don't know what you want. Our lives are on hold. In every way. Eating, sleeping, trying to socialise. The life's on hold, he comes home.
I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming here tonight and showing solidarity with our family.
Twinbrook on the outskirts of West Belfast on New Year's Eve. A vigil for Joan George.
You feel so helpless being in another country, and the thought that John is lying there somewhere among the Spanish hills or in the water or somewhere we just don't know.
Loved ones have been frank about John's addiction, his wrong path in life, and involvement with the wrong people.
Listen to tell you, he has a past. He definitely does. We're not hiding anything. But he's his son, and that's all he wants is to get him and bring him home.
Please,
Oh,
I beg you from the bottom of my heart, just give me it back. And we're ready here. I'll just get it.
An exhausted Dad Bill in Cabo Roig on the Costa Blanca. Volunteer teams.
so really struggling with the Cabaroy, or Cabaroy, and that means the red, like Roig is red. It means red, like in Valencian, I think, and Cabo is like the point, like you know. Gosh, so difficult to explain it in English. But anyway, it's a popular spot with holidaymakers. Here they are walking along the canal now. This canal, that's a place that would be a likely place to hide. But this canal is a long canal, and you know it goes a long way through the Orihuela Costa. A few people have come a cropper in that canal. These cyclists sometimes fall off into it because there's a lot of cyclists go along the canal road because it's safer than going on the other roads. There's cars gone into it. Yeah, so the you know that's a place that he could have been dumped as well. But anyway, the bit going along the canal, I don't know if they've gone along the whole canal or just the bit nearby where John went missing. I don't know where these search parties, what's the word? I don't know where they decide how they're deciding where to search, whether it's from information they've got or whether they've Googled possible spots or whatever. Oh, we're going to look at it in a minute. You know, David, when we were saying yesterday, or you were saying, oh, they could Google a spot. Well, somebody has done that or asked like AI where would be a good spot, and you know what came up first? Those salt lakes that I said that came up as the first place. So anyway, we're going to look at that in a minute, but I hadn't thought about the canal. The canal is the thing is there's so many possible places that John, apart from the beaches, and when I talk about the beaches I mean being thrown off, you know, into the sea from one of the cliffs. So all the beaches have got high spots as well. So yeah, the canal, I hadn't thought of the canal, but anyway, they're going along there. That's good that they're trying there. That's a prime place that you would, you know, if you knew the area, you would think about. I don't know how well they knew the area, but they could have just Googled it, just like the guy that I'm going to show you in a minute did, and then it came up with the spot that I'd said that the salt lakes in Torrevieja would be, you know, literally, if I was thinking of, which I hope I never am, thinking of hiding a body, that would be where I would, you know, that would be where I would hide it. Because you depend on how long they had to think about it. Because if it's true that John was sort of lured out to Spain deliberately, then maybe they had a long time to think about it. You know, maybe they already knew what they were going to do to John, where they were going to put him. Though it sounds like, from what the Guardia have said, from the activity and the raised voices and the cars coming and going, doesn't sound like it was a planned thing. Because if it was planned, wouldn't there be so much quieter about it all? You know, I feel like it's something that maybe there was a grievance there already, but you know, it's like something that's sort of set off like all of a sudden. But anyway, let's watch the end of this video and then we'll watch it again one more time. So that was John's grandma talking. She's 92 years of age, and that other lady that was talking, yeah, John may have a past. Same with Jay Slater, wasn't it? A lot of people have a past, but doesn't mean to say their family don't care about them, does it?
Now helping, including Canine Search and Rescue Northern Ireland. Chair Joan Doran knows exactly what this family is going through. Her sister Lisa vanished from a caravan park in County Down almost 20 years ago
Is somebody else.
and is believed to have been murdered. The 25-year-old's body in Cabo
Oh God,
Roig
that you
on the
just
Costa Blanca.
there's so many cases to follow, you know, just that poor girl. And I don't mean to cut her off. I hope that's not causing any disrespect to anyone who knows about her case. But at the moment, I'm just concentrating on John's.
The grandmother of West Belfast man John George, who's missing and feared murdered in Spain, has begged
92.
those who know what happened to her grandson to give up the whereabouts of his body.
92-year-old Sally George gave a highly emotional interview to UTV as a volunteer search and rescue team from Northern Ireland started their hunt in Spain for the father of two. Our correspondent Sharon O'Neill has the story.
The most important thing in my whole life. Let me get John home. Don't care what state he's in or anything. Get him home to us. We love him. It's been a living nightmare. You're waiting on a phone call, hoping for one, and then hoping not to get one. You don't know what you want. Our lives are on hold. In every way. Eating, sleeping, trying to socialise. The life's on hold, he comes home.
Oh,
We'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming here tonight and showing solidarity with our family.
Twinbrook on the outskirts of West Belfast on New Year's Eve. A vigil for Joan
Oh.
George.
You
yeah,
feel
that's
so
got a lot of
helpless
support.
being in another country. And the thought that John is lying there somewhere among the Spanish hills or in the water or somewhere we just don't know.
Loved ones have been frank about John's addiction, his wrong path in life, and involvement with the wrong people.
Listen to tell you, he has a past. He definitely does. We're not hiding anything. But he's his son. And that's all he wants is to get him and bring him home.
Please,
Oh.
I beg you from the bottom of my heart, just give me it back. And we're ready here. Oh, just get it, please.
An exhausted dad, Bill, in Cabo Roig on the Costa Blanca. Volunteer teams now helping, including Canine Search and Rescue Northern Ireland. Chair Joan Doran knows exactly what this family is going through. Her sister Lisa vanished from a caravan park in County Down almost 20 years ago and is believed to have been murdered. The 25-year-old's body has never been found.
The decision.
It's just awful, isn't it? I think I will play this through to the end. I will look at this case at some point. Just to not have a body, and not know for certain what's happened to someone. It's got to be the worst thing, hasn't it? It's got to be the worst thing. Now, with John, of course, it's early days, if you like. It's been, he went missing. Well, the last he was heard of was the 14th of December. But so many other families, like, they go years and they never know what's happened. It's terrible.
By myself and the team was we have to go out and help these guys. That, you know, they're there day and daily searching through miles of undergrowth, of fields, of barren land, and we know how helpless that can feel for families.
It could take some time for any major breakthrough in this case. Here, the PSNI has provided the family with a liaison officer and are helping the Spanish with any inquiries. Some of those who may hold vital information about John's disappearance are from Northern Ireland, and the main suspect from mainland Europe is believed to be still in Spain. This is a complex in
What? So the suspect from what? So is she talking about this Johnny here? Or who's she talking about? So the main suspect from mainland Europe. Why is she not saying from? What mainland Europe? What's mainland Europe? She's not saying Northern Ireland, is she? You know, I think there's a lot that we don't know here about who's the suspects, etc. Believed to still be in Spain. Who is that then?
Spain. This is a complex investigation, with police from several countries likely to be involved as it unfolds. Finding John George, all the family wants for now. Sharon O'Neill, UTV Live.
So there you go. So there's a lot of talk about this Johnny person, but he's from Northern Ireland. Why are they saying from mainland Europe? Anyway, this is John's sister talking. Let's have a look. Bless her. Mental torture.
And the Georges and the Hardys locate John. Can you tell me why I'm standing here on the 2nd of January in all this greenery and still no John? When she's sitting beside Johnny that knows where John is, and we still have nobody. So what help is she actually giving? Like, what help is this? Give us a pin.
Yeah, so they're convinced that Johnny knows where John is, aren't they? So for whatever reason, and I think that person she's talking about there is that Madison.
Point, and that's the location done. And we bring John home. That's what we want. Tell me this, right? So, see if Madison's on saying that she's helping the Georges and the Hardys locate John. Can you tell me why I'm standing here on the 2nd of January in all this greenery and still no John? When she's sitting beside Johnny that knows where John is, and we still have nobody. So what help is she actually giving? Like, what help is this? Give us a pinpoint, and that's the location done. And we bring John home. That's what we want. Tell me.
Yeah. Ooh, gosh, awful. So there's been a lot of things on the Facebook talking about, these. Let's have a listen to these WhatsApp. You know, they seem to feel that Madison knows something, but Madison is adamant that she doesn't know anything. You know, so who knows? You know, who knows?
Even offered him money to go up and get him, see what he was say. No, she doesn't have them. The police actually have them. Listen, Mike has about 4 cars there. Go get the blue Mazda that he was last seen in and check the DNA for it, because I'm telling you now, he'll be all over it. That's all I've got to say. That's all I know. Don't know a location because me or Johnny weren't there. The mum was taken into Benidorm and must have had a test, and he came back and he left John where he was left. Johnny told him to go back up and get him, but he didn't. Asked him to bring him. Mike said no. Even offered him money to go up and get him, see what he was, see how he was, but no. Mike wouldn't go back up to the location. Johnny even asked him to bring him. Mike said no. Johnny doesn't know where it is. Only Mike does. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. It's all I've told you. And you're abusing every single body I know. But there's not much more I can do. I've done every single thing in my power that I can. So call me a slut. Call me whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just sorry. I can't give you a location because I genuinely don't know. And only Michael knows. No, it isn't 5 minutes away. I told him to drive 20 minutes away from the house in that direction. I told him to go 20 minutes away because it took Johnny 50 minutes. 20 minutes up there, 10 minutes.
What's she talking about? And who's Michael? Now, so she's saying only Michael knows where she is, where he is. So Michael's he's Eastern European, I think, isn't he? I don't know. But yeah, so she's saying 1 minute she doesn't know where he is. Now she's saying she knows that Michael knows where he is, or blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah, de, blah. I mean, maybe she doesn't know exactly where he is. Maybe she has told the police everything she knows. I don't bloody know, but God, no wonder the family's so frustrated with her.
Place 20 minutes back. What more do you want? No, Solicitor said that you can only speak to police because too much death threats. Is looking at it the completely wrong way and going after the completely wrong people. So we're just keeping ourselves safe until the truth actually comes out.
Well, when's the truth going to come out then? Let's listen to that again from the beginning.
No, she doesn't have them. The police actually have them. Listen, Mike has about 4 cars there. Go get the blue Mazda.
There's a child in the background there as well. You know, that's quite scary, isn't it?
That he was last seen in. And check a DNA for it, because I'm telling you now, he'll be all over it. That's all I've got to say. That's all I know. Don't know a location, because me or Johnny weren't there. The mum was taken into Benidorm and must have had a test. And he came back. And he left John where he was left. Johnny told him to go back up and get him, but he didn't. Asked him to bring him. Mike said no. Even offered him money to go up and get him, see how he was. But no. Mike wouldn't go back up to the location. Johnny even asked him to bring him. Mike said no. Johnny doesn't know where it is. Only Mike does. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to tell you. It's all I've told you. And you're abusing every single body I know. But there's not much more I can do. I've done every single thing in my power that I can. So call me a slut. Call me whatever the fuck you want. But I'm just sorry I can't give you a location because I genuinely don't know. And only Michael knows. No, it isn't 5 minutes away. I told him to drive 20 minutes away from the house in that direction. I told him to go 20 minutes away because it took Johnny 50 minutes. 20 minutes up or 10 minutes place, 20 minutes back. What more do you want?
Oh.
No, solicitor said that you can only speak to police because too much death threats. Is looking at it the completely wrong way and going after the completely wrong people. So we're just keeping ourselves safe until the truth actually comes out.
So they're keeping themselves safe until the truth actually comes out, and it must be quite scary because, you know, if they had nothing to do with the actual killing of John, they will be scared because they know something. They will be hiding away, but you know, I don't know. The police hopefully will be on top of that. Now, actually, there was something that I wanted to. I need to, I wanted to show you, let's stop sharing that. I have the record, what's supposed to be a phone call from Johnny to the police to talk about John being missing. Let's have a listen to that. Let's see. Yeah, is this real? I mean, I listened to this. I thought, what? So this is supposed to be Johnny Smythe ringing the 112, the Spanish emergency services, like the equivalent of 999.
Together to try and find out his locations and where he could have went or where his next move was after the police searched us and sent me on my way. So how can you not help me? My friend has been missing for 7 days or more, and he's a British citizen on holiday in Spain. And how can you not help look for a person?
Now, the only sort of, you know, who is filming this phone call? Why, you know, if that is Johnny making a phone call to 112 to report his friend missing or to ask, actually, he is actually asking how he can get it on the ATMs, get his photo coming up on the ATMs. The only way you can do that is you have to get in touch with SOS Desaparecidos, like the missing persons charity in Spain, and they're the ones that put the missing posters on the ATMs, like they did with Jay Slater, like they did with Anna Knezovic, etc. So I don't know if anyone has actually contacted SOS Desaparecidos, you know, because I'll have a look while we're listening to this actually to see if John. I don't think he's on their website, so I don't think anyone has contacted. But let's have a look at this.
You are in Torrevieja.
No, I'm not Torrevieja. I live in Osa di Costa.
Orihuela Costa.
Yeah.
Okay, so please go to the Guardia Civil station and
We have already
made a report.
we have already done all of this. I'm asking you.
You have already go.
Yeah, and the family has also.
And the what? Sorry,
the family is also.
Look, thing is, some people have been critical of the woman on the 112. Well, what I would say to you is, if you were in the UK and you were Spanish, would you ring 999 and get someone Spanish to speak to? Someone who speaks Spanish? And this woman, yeah, her English isn't brilliant, but the thing is, the other thing you have to remember is Johnny has got a Northern Irish accent, a heavy Northern Irish accent. That's not easy to understand. You know, even if you could get someone in the UK if you were Spanish and you went to the UK and you needed to ring 999, you're not going to get somebody on that initial phone call who speaks Spanish. Why do people think that you should even expect someone to speak English? But she's speaking English. It's not the best English that you've ever, but then she's struggling to understand Johnny's accent. Some of the things that he says, she's struggling to understand what he's saying because she's not English. She's Spanish, because this is Spain. You know, you cannot expect, if you need to get an interpreter to do it for you. Then you're lucky that anyone speaks Spanish English at all at the police or whatever. And if you can't understand what you're saying, get yourself an interpreter. You know, so I don't think you can criticise the woman. I don't think it's fair.
Already working alongside the British.
Sefi, no, the world doesn't speak English. This is Spain. This is Spain. You know, you're lucky to get a person speaking in English. Same in the schools. I've had people say to me, oh, I went down to that school and do you know they don't speak a word of English? No, it's superiority. Why do British people feel that everybody should speak English? She's speaking in English, but she's Spanish and she's struggling to understand a Northern Irish accent. Honestly, it makes me so mad. British people think they're so special, more special than everybody else. And then they moan like mad. Because if anyone, oh God, don't you dare go to Britain and not speak English. Oh my God, should all speak English. But oh yeah, you've lived in Spain for 20 years. You don't speak a word of Spanish. Makes me mad.
The embassy and the Spanish police. It's on the local.
Yeah,
the local
so
news.
it's necessary to wait.
Should get an interpreter like everybody else has to do in Spain. You don't get Danish people expecting people to speak Danish or, you know, that's the other thing you have to remember. You say everyone speaks English, but they don't. There's a million different nationalities here in Spain. There's Germans, there's Danish, there's Swedish, there's Icelandic. Yeah, a lot of them do speak English. You can't presume that they will. And the other thing is, you know, sometimes people aren't allowed, like doctors and things here, a lot of them do speak English. They're not allowed to in case if they say something wrong. You know, someone goes to the doctors and the doctor says something in English, but it's not their natural language. And then, you know, maybe they say the wrong thing or whatever. It just makes me so mad. And then, apart from anything, then Britain decides it's going to, you know, it's too good for Europe. It's going to come out of the European Union, but it still expects all the benefits. It's just, honestly, God, this attitude of superiority from British people, honestly, it's ridiculous.
Sorry, I understand the preoccupation and everything, but we don't have any information. This is for immediate ordinances. I mean, a fire or something like that.
And this is a bit more important than a fire, I think. You know, like the man has children at home. It's almost Christmas.
So he's just said it's a bit more important than a fire. Well, she's not going to understand that. She won't have learned a Northern Irish accent when she was learning English. You can tell she's struggling to understand him. Just unbelievable that, someone murders someone and everyone's blaming the 911 the 112 operator because her English isn't perfect.
Christmas, and it's not like him whatsoever. Is there any way you can, how do I go about, when you go to a ATM machine, a cash machine?
Sorry?
When
Sorry?
when you go to the cash machines in Spain to withdraw money?
She hasn't got a clue what he's talking about because he says, when you go to the cash point machines, when you want to withdraw money, she doesn't know what he's talking about. But what the thing is, he doesn't know anything about how things work in Spain. He needs to go to SOS Desaparecidos to get John put on the cash machines. It's nothing to do with the Guardia. It's not the Guardia who do that. It's not the police who do that. The people that put missing people on the ATMs are the missing persons website. This is where the language barrier is a problem, and I feel for, I don't. Oh, you can see Johnny in that. Yeah, why is he? How is he videoing? Who's videoing him making a phone call? Nobody does that, do they? Don't video yourself making a phone call with another phone, do you? Anyway, that's so, it's because they don't know the way things work in Spain. They don't know the Spanish system. They don't speak Spanish, and for some reason, why didn't they just get an interpreter? There's a million interpreters out there. Get an interpreter. Do it properly. I'm sure that's what the family are doing now, and I think they have an interpreter. I hope it's a good one. As I said, some interpreters are not brilliant out here, but you can't. I would never, honestly, from the day I came to Spain nearly 30 years ago, never expected anyone to speak to me in English, ever. And the reason that I didn't know Spanish when I came out here 30 years ago, the reason that I started to learn Spanish, I was teaching English, is because my son, who was only a baby at the time, he was really ill and I had to go to the doctors with him. I thought he had meningitis. I was hysterical. And I couldn't communicate because, in the doctors where I took him, they didn't speak English. And anyway, obviously he was okay. And luckily it wasn't meningitis. He just had a really bad virus or whatever, but he was only about 1 or something. And I swore then that I could, if I was intending to live in Spain, I had to be able to speak Spanish. Could not go through that again. Because you can't always just get an interpreter at the last minute, for example. So when you have to go to a hospital or to the police in an emergency, you might not have time to find an interpreter. Anyway, so that's it. So I went on a mission to learn Spanish. It took me 2 years. And I did every single class I could. I worked in a Spanish school. It was like a mission to learn Spanish. And after 2 years of learning Spanish, I started teaching it. And that was probably 25, 26 years ago now. And now I've written 5 books on learning Spanish. I've got, I do my Spanish classes, etc. and English classes. But that's how it started, because I was in a situation, where I just thought, how can I live here? How can I stay if I want to stay in Spain, it's all okay when you're going out, you're on holiday, going to bars, you're going to restaurants. You don't need Spanish for that. But if you're going to live here and you need to go to doctors, you need to liaise with police every now and again, you need to go to the hospital at some point, you can't do it. And to be honest, you shouldn't do it anyway, because as you know, if somebody lived in Britain and didn't speak English, everybody would be whinging about it. Why is it okay to come to Spain and not speak Spanish? You know, what makes what's so special about you know, being English or British that you don't feel like you have to learn any of another language? It's horrible.
The banco, the banco.
I don't have answer for you. Sorry, you have to report it. It's the only thing I can
It
tell
has
you.
been.
Okay?
I'm telling you, madam, it has been reported on multiple occasions by multiple people. I'm asking you, do you know how I go about getting his missing persons report onto the banco machines?
I don't know. Go to the bank. I don't know.
Oh my God!
Go
You're
to talk to the. Okay, we cannot. We don't have any more information.
Could I have your badge number and your?
Then he's asking for a badge number. She's not a policeman. She's the phone operator. Anyway, never mind. Can I have your badge number? Sorry, it just makes me laugh because when, you know, you're not in, you know, you go to different countries, you're in a different country, they have different procedures, they have different things. Anyway, never mind. So she's not a police person, she's the operator. She said to him, now he was saying to her, oh, it's been reported multiple times, but she was saying, oh, I don't have any information about it. That's strange as well, isn't it? Now, maybe she didn't understand who he was talking about, because don't forget 112, that's a central point. So he was saying, oh, and he didn't even pronounce Orwella Costa right, but she understood what he was saying. When he said Orwella, he said Costa. You know, I think she did really well to try and understand his accent, because it's not easy to understand. And then he said it had been reported several times. And she said, I don't have any record of it. I don't know that he actually gave his name, did he? Anyway, let's listen one more time. I won't interrupt this time.
To try and find out his locations and where he could have went, or where his next move was after the police searched us and sent me on my way. So
here we cannot help you. Sorry.
How can you not help me? My friend has been missing for 7 days or more, and he's a British citizen on holiday in Spain. And how can you not help look for a person?
Are you here? Where are you? You are in Torrevieja.
No, I'm not Torrevieja. I live in Ortega de Costa.
Ortega Costa.
Yeah.
Okay, so please go to the Guardia Civil station and
we have already
made a report.
We have already done all of this. I'm asking you.
You have already go.
Yeah, and the family has also.
And the what? Sorry,
the family is also already working alongside the British police, the embassy, and the Spanish police. It's on the local.
Yeah,
the local
so
news.
it's necessary to wait. Sorry, I understand the
family
preoccupation and everything, but we don't have any information. This is for immediate ordinances. I mean, a fire or something like that.
And this is a bit more important than a fire, I think. You know, like the man has children at home. It's almost Christmas, and it's not like him whatsoever. Is there any way you can? How do I go about? You know, when you go to a ATM machine, a cash machine.
Sorry.
You know when you go to the cash machines in Spain to withdraw money.
I don't know.
The banco, the banco.
I don't have answer for you. Sorry, you have to report it. It's the only thing I can tell you. Okay?
I'm telling you, madam, it has been reported on multiple occasions by multiple people. I'm asking you, do you know how I go about getting his missing persons report onto the banco machines?
I don't know. Go to the bank. I don't know.
Oh my God!
To talk to the. Okay, we cannot. We don't have any more information.
Could I have your badge number and your?
Yeah, so she didn't really understand what he was saying, did she, when he was saying about the bank machines and things? But as I say, it's not the Guardia who put missing people on the bank machines. It's these people. Let's have a look. It's the SOS Desaparecidos in Spain that do it, which is like the missing persons website. And I think we had a look at this before. Honestly, it's so depressing when you come on here because so many people missing. Same in the UK, same everywhere, isn't it? Henry is on there. Henry, who we've talked about, but John still isn't on this missing persons website. So nobody's contacted them, I don't think. Somebody, maybe I'll contact them, I don't know. But you'd think their interpreter, if the family have got an interpreter, why isn't their interpreter advise them? Because this is the way you get them put on the missing persons website, and that's how they get put on the ATMs. So just, it is depressing to look at all these people missing. And the thing is, once they get found, they get taken off it. So, all these people are still missing. But the only way these people have come onto the website, so like if I go into, let's see, Desaparecidos, it's got so if you look at the type of disappearance, adults, then you choose the sex, I put in man, the community, which the community where John's gone missing is Valenciana, Comunidad Valenciana. The province is Alicante. And the zone is, let's see what they've got as a choice. They might have Orihuela. Oh, go down a bit. I should have just put in O, shouldn't I? But anyway, never mind. Now, he was talking on there that it was possible that John had been taken to Benidorm. So the thing is, they can't search from here to Benidorm. I mean, it's just like, it's a massive area. It's a massive area, just the area they're searching. Orihuela Costa. Yeah, the only one who comes up is Henry, this is the 20-year-old that went missing on New Year's Day. Similar circumstances, in an apartment with his friends, and everyone says they don't know what happened to him, but obviously they do. He disappeared on the 1st of January 2019. He's the only person that's coming up with those search. So, this needs to be, they need to be contacted. And thing is, I don't like interjecting myself if it's up to the family. If they want me to contact and get him put on the Asociación SOS Desaparecidos, I will, of course, but I'm not going to interject myself. Or maybe they could talk to their interpreter, whoever's interpreting for them, and get them to do that, because that's how he gets put on the ATMs. That is how, by contacting them, not by the police. Police don't do that. Now, the other thing is people have always, the consulate and the embassy, they will help, or in the sense of they'll put you in touch with people who will help. But they not really much positive help, to be honest. They don't help that much. But anyway, people always say, you go to the consulate. I know from years ago, people trying to get help from the consulate, absolutely, about as helpful as a chocolate teapot, as they say. So what I want to look at now is these areas so remember we were talking, and I was saying about the salt lakes near Torrevieja, which are about, I was saying they're about half an hour away from from where John went missing, but they're probably not quite even as far as that. Let's just have a look. I need to find. Oh, let's see. I think it's on Billy's. Right. So we need to find the search. Where's the... Well, this is a video that someone made, which is really nice, but I can't play it because there's music on it, and I don't know how that'll, you know what YouTube's like for music. Now I want to find the actual search people. Oh, so Billy's had his account restricted, you know, which is sad, isn't it? Because his Facebook account, but anyway. So let's have a look at, this is one of the search groups. Let me just share. This is one of the search groups that are involved, you know, that are actually here in Spain, helping to look for John. So we've got this Canine Search and Rescue Northern Ireland, along with Evolsar and SAR team. Now they posted yesterday, I think. Yeah, day 2 has come to an end of searching, with unfortunately missing man John George from Northern Ireland not yet being located. Our search team, along with Evolstar colleagues from SAR team, has so far covered large areas of interest with canines, drones and search and rescue technicians, and will continue again tomorrow at first light and over the coming days. Thanks for the messages of support and assistance from Policía Local Alicante. Well, that's good. So they are in conjunction with the police, the Policía Local. That's good. So they'll be helping them. Let's look at some of these photos. They'll be helping them, you know, to give them advice where to search, etc. I mean, it's a massive job, even with the dogs, the drones, everything. And difficult because they don't know the area. But it's good that the Policía Local are helping them. There's so many places that John could be. God. There's a lot of abandoned buildings. And, you know, actually in the water. I don't think they've actually been in the water, like the canal, as I say, the salt lakes, etc. Oh, God, I hope today's the day oh, look at that. The dog on the plane. Oh, God, you just love dogs, don't you? Yeah, so it's like scrubland. So it's not forests and things like that, but it's this like scrub type trees, etc. But still very difficult to search. And it's going nowadays in this time of year, it's going dark about 6:30 in the evening. So they've got short days, you know, because it's winter, obviously. So they are short days. I don't know how long they're here for. You know, how long are they here? You know, they can't stay forever, that's for sure. So they're having a good search though, and hopefully today will be the day. So somebody has commented, I've left a comment there because, so this guy, I hope he won't mind me showing his post. I don't think he will. So he had asked what we were talking about yesterday, David, what you were saying, asking ChatGPT to think like murderers, trying to dispose of a body in Alicante. Considering the information provided and thinking from the perspective of organised crime operating in Alicante, here are some potential scenarios and body disposal options. based on the geography and crime patterns in the area. Scenarios: quick execution, immediate removal. This personally is how I think this happened, but I don't know. It might not have happened this way. It might be different. Just in my opinion, my feeling that I get about this case. The victim may have been killed in a heated confrontation and the body quickly removed from the property. I think they won't have had much time. This would be consistent with the reported high traffic and commotion. So remember, the Guardia Civil, one of the few things that they've said officially is that there was a lot of coming and going from the apartment. There was a lot of noise, etc. So, it's likely, isn't it? Transport to a secondary location for concealment. The killers may have transported the body to a more isolated location where there had prearranged resources for disposal. This could involve burial, dumping in water, or even burning the body to destroy evidence. And then this coordination with local fireworks, because there was, local networks. If the perpetrators were part of a larger network, they might have reached out to associates familiar with local terrain or methods of concealment. This could include using locations known to be low traffic or avoided by locals. Then it talks about Eastern European gang methods. They apparently, according to so don't forget, this is just AI. This guy has asked Chat something. Chat TGP or something, GTP. And then it goes on to say the first place that stands out are the Salt Lakes of Torrevieja. It's just strange because when I was when I went over that way and I was thinking about, in the places I know in this area, the Salt Lakes was the first thing that came to me, and I mentioned it, didn't I? And this is what's come up in AI. So I would recommend for the search team that they go over to the Salt Lakes and have a look. Because it's strange that I said that, but also that this is what AI has said. So it coincides, that's all. I mean, there's so many places to search. It's difficult to know where to start. The best thing that could really happen is that somebody who knows, somebody who knows for sure, says something. And something specific, gives a specific location. Just so that John is brought back to his family, his boys, if they don't care about anybody else. Bye, Yvonne, enjoy your dog walk. So it might be a dog walker that eventually finds John. If John is deceased. It looks like he is, doesn't it? It seems, the family are convinced he is. The Guardia are convinced he is. So it could be a dog walker eventually comes upon him, unless he's been thrown into the sea. Okay, so there you go. I just thought I'd give you an update of what's going on. Laurie, I'm not getting involved in it. I'm just making comments. I just want this family to find their son, dad, brother, uncle, grandson, cousin. That's all. I just want him to be found. Like, as far as the police investigation is concerned, it's nothing to do with me. I don't want to get involved in that. I'm only showing things that are already on the Facebook page or whatever. I'm not going out there being a detective or doing. I would love to help them if they need interpreters or whatever. But no, I'm not a detective. I'm not getting involved in cases in that way. The police will do that. I have absolute faith that the police, the Policia Nacional, you don't remember we've got 3 police forces here in Spain, and there'll be so many things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, and I'm confident to let them do that. But as far as these search teams coming over and trying to think of places that would be, this is such a big, you can't search everywhere, and I don't know, as I say, how long they're here for, how long they're going to be here for. It's going to take them a day to search each area. If you go, I would imagine, because they know what they're doing, so I'm imagining that they've sat down with they've got the nucleus where John was last seen in the apartment, and then they're going to go out half an hour around the area, all around, like circumspect around the area and check those areas. But then there's Benidorm as well, but apparently he went to Benidorm, but he was brought back. But, they're dealing with a lot of false information as well, people giving false information, false tips, false leads. Is that deliberate just to confuse people? But I really think that inside all that, the Guardia, Policia Local, the Spanish police, just like they were with Anna Knežević when she went missing and everyone thought, it felt like nothing was happening. The police weren't doing anything, but they were, and then suddenly, boom, he got arrested, David Knežević. I think that's exactly what will happen in this case. The Guardia, the police, etc., they'll be reaching out, they'll have a suspect, whoever it is, and sooner or later, they will track him down. They will. Because they've got their ways, they're not, they know they're dealing with these kind of things every day. This is like a unique situation for John's family, but there are other families going through it day in, day out. There's lots of things go on in this area, but not only in this area, or not only in Spain, or not only in Alicante, or not only in Madrid, or in London, in Manchester. These things, bad things happen in all places, don't there? There's sort of good things happen and bad things happen. That's the way it is. So it's not that all of Orihuela Costa is a terrible place. It's not. It's a holiday. A lot of people come on holiday, just like Tenerife with Jay Slater. A lot of people go on holiday. They do their 2 weeks holiday, or whatever. They never have any bad experience. They don't come into contact, go their family holidays, like Orihuela Costa. People go to Orihuela Costa with families, etc., and have lovely holidays. They don't have any, but it's the circles that you mix in and the people that you mix with, I suppose. There's always some problems. Possible problems, but anyway. Okay, so that's it. I'm off. I'm going to go and have some lunch. What day is it? I forgot what day. What it's like at the moment. Don't know what day it is. If there's any news, I will come back on later. If not, I'll probably have a night off tonight from YouTubing. I've got some stuff to do. And I will see you really soon, as always, in the next video. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And as always, may your God go with you. Bye. Oh, I've got to put my out. Yeah, there it is. Bye. Oh, and please, if you can, light a candle for John today. Just needs to, hopefully today will be the day. Bye.